The section for today, 4.7, is talking about inequalities for two triangles. The first theorem is theorem 5.16, the hinge theorem. This says that if two sides of one triangle are congruent to two sides of another triangle, so if you look at our picture down here, we have AB is congruent to DE, and CB is congruent to FE. So if that's true, those are congruent, and the measures of the included angle are not equal. So our included angle is where those two sides come together, so that would be angle B in this case, and angle E in this case. We can tell by just looking at them that angle E is a lot smaller than angle B. So we know that those two angles are not congruent, those are different. So if those three pieces of information are true, then the sides opposite those angles are not equal. So the sides opposite this angle and this side opposite this angle are not equal. And we also know that whichever angle is larger, angle B or angle E, is going to have the longer side. So this means that side AC is going to be larger than FD, and this side will be smaller. So if we look at our next example, it says to complete this problem with a less than or greater than sign. So if we have RT right here and WY right here, we want to know which side is larger. Our sides are congruent, so we have RS and WX, and then our other sides ST and XY. Now, our given information is not written on here, so S is 70 and X is 75. So those are my included angles. They're not congruent, so I know that these sides are going to be different, and whichever angle is larger is going to have the larger side. So that means since this angle is 75, WY is going to be greater than RT. Our next theorem says that if two sides of a triangle are congruent to two sides of another, so same thing, AB is congruent to DE, and AC is congruent to DF, and the third side are not equal, then the measures of the angles opposite the third side are also not congruent, and the larger angle is opposite the longer side. So this is saying the same thing, just in reverse, the converse. So if this side, EF, is longer, then that means angle D is going to be greater than angle A. Okay, so this is our shorter side. So if we look at an example below, we have some given information. We have our sides are labeled already, but this right here is 30, and this angle right here is 5x plus 5. Okay, so our first condition is we need to have our sides congruent. So this side is congruent to this side, and then our other side is the same on both triangles. So this side is the same as itself because of our reflexive property. BC is going to be equal to BC. So then we know that our angle here, 30, and our angle here, 5x plus 5, need to be different. If this side is larger than this side, we know 5x plus 5 is going to be greater than 30. Since 10 is our larger side, that angle must be larger than 30. So if we solve this inequality, we can subtract 5 from both sides and divide by 5. We get x is greater than 5. And that's our answer. This one's just asking for an inequality.